Teachers in schools must take action to maintain order in the classrooms, but how much is too much depends on whether the student went too far or the teacher was in a bad mood. Monster wardrobe. A Houston, Texas, pre-kindergarten teacher and her assistant were fired after labeling the janitor's closet the monster closet, slamming the door shut with their feet while turning the lights off, and telling the children that monsters were going to eat them. Carry-on bag. When 9-year-old Christopher Baker's mother Sandra Baker arrived at the school to pick him up, she was horrified to hear her son's voice coming from the bag while a teacher's aide stood and watched. Sandra complained to the district, which prompted an investigation into homophobic bullying. The humiliation of a first-year principal, who overheard two students fighting and ordered him to sit in the middle of the quad and hold hands as punishment. The students then began to tease the couple, calling them homophobes and generally acting terrible. Social media users were outraged by the punishment, and parents demanded the principal's dismissal. Paddled. When a 6-year-old boy from Marshall, Texas, returned home from school with bruises on his bottom, his mother was furious to learn that his teacher at Robert E. Lee Elementary School had paddled him 3 times. The boy received a paddle for each time he disrupted class, and the number of paddles increased with each session. Lunch. After students filled a water jug on the cafeteria floor in 2008 at Charles Sumner Elementary School in New Jersey, Vice Principal Teresa Brown became upset and ordered 15 or 16 fifth-grade students to eat their lunch off the floor for 10 days. The parents of 7 of the students sued the school and won a settlement of $500,000. One of the students who weren't even present for the water spill was forced to eat off the floor when the settlement was reached. Zero braids when Lamia Kamen, then 7 years old, wouldn't stop playing with her braids in class in 2009. The teacher became frustrated. She called Kamen to the front of the class and then used a pair of classroom scissors to cut off one of the braids. When Lamia X's mother confronted the teacher, she was met with feigned regret and Lamia switched classrooms. The teacher ultimately received a suspension without pay. Incorrect color shoes. Police removed a 5-year-old student from class and brought him home because he was wearing the incorrect color of shoes. Because his family couldn't afford a pair of black shoes, his mother had to color a pair of red and white shoes black to hide the decoration. Some of the ink must have worn off because it seems that wearing the incorrect color shoes is cause for calling the police. Strip inspected in 2003, a 13-year-old student by the name of Savannah Redding was subjected to a strip search after another student accused her of possessing prescription-strength ibuprofen, which was the equivalent of 2 Advils. After a school official searched Savannah's backpack but wasn't satisfied, they sent her to the nurse's office and subjected her to a strip search, requiring her to remove her bra and check underneath the elastic of her underwear without notifying her. Drawing faces. 4th grade teacher Summer Larson got into trouble after allowing students to write on their faces when they didn't meet their reading objectives. If a student didn't meet their reading goals, they could either skip recess or let their peers draw on their faces, according to Larson's original plan. One 11th grade student named Diana Tran was an honor student who was attending school full-time and working 2 jobs and ordered the support for her siblings, one of whom was in college and the other was younger. 6 of the 9 students who were imprisoned for missing school in 2012 didn't want to miss recess. Erdem has 11 days of school in 6 months due to Diane's busy schedule, and Texas state law only permits 10 unexcused absences over the course of a 6-month period. Diane Tran was sentenced to 24 hours in jail and misdemeanor charges after her 11th absence, but the judge quickly dropped the charges. Bubble gun. A kindergarten student in Pennsylvania aged 5 was charged with making terrorist threats in 2013 after threatening to use her Hello Kitty bubble gun to shoot a classmate. When a school official heard the threat, she was discovered to not be carrying a lethal weapon after searching her backpack. After the girl's 10-day suspension, her parents decided to meet with the school and hire an attorney. Patrick Gonzalez, a 12-year-old middle school student, was suspended in 2012 after getting his hair cut with an image of NBA player Matt Bonner on the back of his head. Patrick's mother had cleared the haircut with the school first, but Patrick was then suspended until he had his head shaved on the grounds that the haircut was a distraction. When the incident hurt the Spurs, They gave Patrick free tickets to the playoffs. Do you have any ridiculous stories about punishments from school? Let us know about them in the comments, but until then, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. Thanks.